What happened, Nasim? Did you finish?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was kind of abrupt, but okay. Okay, so if your self-esteem is the amount of love that you have for yourself or how you see yourself, if you don't love yourself, what kind of partner are you going to choose?
You will believe everything a person said to you, even if it's a lie. If you have a low self-esteem, you will believe everything a person tells you, and you will fall for that person, thinking that what that person is doing to you is actually love, but it isn't. You will only probably get a partner that will probably hit you when you were in a relationship or something like that. And so actually I think that self-esteem is like a big influence on what partner you choose.
So if you don't love yourself, you are going to choose a partner that doesn't love you either. If you are disrespectful to yourself, if you're constantly saying in your head, I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm stupid, you're going to find a partner who's going to tell you those things. And because you're so accustomed to hearing it in your head, you're going to think it's perfect, it's fine. He loves me. But what he's doing is simply repeating all the bad stuff that you say to yourself. Okay? So yes, your level of self-esteem does influence the type of partner that you choose. Let's go to question number 2. And I kind of answered that, but I want to hear it back from you. Question number 2. It goes both ways. If your self-esteem is high or if your self-esteem is low, it goes both ways. Let's go with high. I already told you about what happens when your self-esteem is low. But if your self-esteem is high, what type of partner are you going to choose?
You mean high as in an acceptable level or in an exaggerated manner?
No,
like
in an
the kind of will create exactly opposite.
Yeah, the problem is this, Nassim. When what people think is an exaggerated amount of self-esteem is actually low self-esteem, okay? Because a healthy self-esteem.
Yeah, that's what I meant to.
Yeah, okay, so we're going with normal. Let's call it normal. What type of partner are you going to choose if your self-esteem is normal?
I really think that you will choose someone whose self-esteem is normal too.
I didn't hear you. Could you repeat that?
That I think that you will choose someone whose self-esteem is normal too.
Okay, and what does that look like? What does the relationship look
like the same level of love? Like,
give me
there's
an
no
example.
Like maybe the way they complement each other.
Okay. Okay, sounds great. So if let's bring it down into relationships. If I have a partner and I'm constantly complaining about that partner, he doesn't take me out, he doesn't give me gifts, he's so disrespectful, he's rude, he doesn't treat me like a queen, blah, 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 blah. Where is the real problem? Is my partner the problem or am I the problem?
No, it's you.
That's a lot
behind
you.
It depends.
It depends. Okay, tell me, depends on what? Because you need to understand,
Well,
wait, we need to understand something, Adrian. We choose our partners. We are not in that type of that time or in those countries where your parents chose your husband and te tienes que casar con este. That doesn't really happen in modern times. So I chose my partner, okay? So after I choose my partner, I can start complaining about what I chose. And that's where we need to be very, because that's what society does. I know, I know it, but you chose that person. Nobody put a gun to your head. Go.
So, yeah, well, you chose that person, but eventually when when you met someone, there's like a honeymoon phase where you're like, oh, he's so perfect and he's the love of my life. And eventually what happens is that once the honeymoon is over, you start like seeing things that weren't there in the first place. Like, oh, he has bad breath or something like that. And you start complaining. It also could be like it's your fault in the aspect that you are the common denominator. Like it can be that all of your partners are bad. There's a problem with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm happy you brought up that point because that is very true. During that honeymoon phase, people are like this. Oh, everything is wonderful, everything. And people show you, everybody's gonna show you from the very beginning who they really are. But when we're in the honeymoon phase, we're like this. And we see things we don't like, and we just ignore them. Porque aquí tan lindo. We ignore these bad behaviors. And then time goes by, and then we start complaining because the honeymoon phase is over. But the person was always like that. And they showed us that, but we didn't want to see it because we thought it was romantic when they burped in our faces. Okay? And I've actually had spoken to girls with boyfriends who do that. There was a girl who had a boyfriend who would always be farting on her, echándose peos on her. And she
That's
thought
disgusting.
so cute. It was so cute, but then after a few months, she's like, ew, no lo soporto. But he did it from the beginning and you thought it was cute. Okay? Now your self-esteem, if you are, before you start getting into this noviecito thing, you need to make sure you have developed your self-esteem. Because if you do not have healthy self-esteem, you're going to choose the wrong type of person. You are going to choose the wrong type of person. Okay, so that brings me to question number 3. Answer me that question, please. Mary Romero, I need to see your face. I don't want to see pictures. I need to see your face. You need to look alive. See, now Amir is stuck with his mouth open. That's not a thank you. What does your camera say?
I'm reading the question, teacher. I'm reading the question.
Okay, so answer me. Question number 3. Why are so many people boyfriend, girlfriend, but unhappy after a few years of marriage?
I think that when you are in a relationship, it's totally different. Like when you are married, because you didn't used to live with that person, and there are persons that have these bad habits that the husband doesn't like or the girl doesn't like. And I don't know how to explain it. Like you are living with each other, and you didn't used to do that before. Now you have to how can I say I don't know how to explain.
Okay, Mandisa and then Harry Foster. Mandisa, go.
I think the reason why is because when we are living with someone we love, basically we are experiencing how they really are. Because I saw this document that they say, and songs that it like, will you love me in the morning without makeup, and you will love me with my bad habit that I have at home, or things that we didn't do at home but now we do when we are living together. You know?
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons, because we are very different and acting outside than home.
Okay.
And I think there are a lot of strange things that we can do at home with our family, at home with our friends, and other at home with our partners and lovers and whatever.
Okay,
Yeah.
And I think that nowadays people don't take the time to know each other, to take the next step to marriage. They don't like, they sometimes they go so fast. They don't take the time to really know each other and to take the next step.
Okay, that's a great point, Marianne, because a lot of people think that you're supposed to get married at 20, 21, 22. And the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, you're still a kid and you're still changing. Yeah, you're an adult and you have your cellular and you probably have a car and you can drink and you probably bought a house, but you are still changing. And what happens is that a lot of people get married at 20. Oh, tan lindo, qué romántico. And then they get to 30 and they start changing and they no longer want that person because that person did not change along with them. It's perfectly normal to change. That's what humans are. So you have to pick somebody who's going to move forward with you and not get stuck. So this whole concept, and I know a lot of churches do it, and I don't agree, this whole concept of people getting married when they're 19 or 20, give them 20 more years and they're miserable and about to jump off a bridge. Because you go through a lot of, every 10 years, every 7 to 10 years, you go through changes. The things you used to like, you don't like them anymore. The foods that were your favorite, you don't care for them anymore. The type of music, those things change. And you need, you need to find somebody who is going to change along with you and not stay stuck, okay? So what do you think would be a good age to get married?
26.
35, 35, 27, 30.
I think 38.
27.
No, that's too much.
You're exaggerating. Okay. You know what? The best age to get married is when you are 100% ready. And by 100% ready, I mean you already studied whatever you wanted to study. Or if you didn't want to study and you wanted to open a business, well, you did that. You are already financially.
You're a person, a complete person that can actually handle being that other complete person.
You need to repeat that. I didn't hear you.
That you have to wait until you're a complete person, totally developed, or at least developed enough for you to get engaged with another person that is actually developed.
Yeah. And you also remember that you're not only need to be developed and complete, you're going to be bringing up kids. And a lot of parents these days have nothing in the head. No, I'm sorry, but nothing. A lot of the parents of little kids, and you're like, why did you have a kid? Why? Who made you a kid, a parent? So you need to be, and what Nassim mentions is so important because we have this Hollywood idea that you complete me and you're going to find somebody to complete you. No, mamita and papito, you need to complete yourself and then you go find somebody to share that with. Not this idea like I'm half a person and this is a media naranja. Well, I'm not no media naranja. You know, we need to remove those ideas from our heads. You have to be 100% complete and you find somebody who just complements that. But not that you complete me foolishness. That's Hollywood. It doesn't work in real life. And that's one of the reasons so many people are unhappy. Okay, let's go to number 4. Question number 4.
Well, sometimes I will say yes, but I don't think so right now. At least I'm not really sure because a couples of that are actually quite happily in a really healthy way, you know.
Okay. What do the rest of you think? Is it inevitable to be unhappy? Do you have to be unhappy? Who's talking?
Like,
Mary. First Mary and then Aranza. Go.
Okay, so it's difficult to stay like in the same amount of happiness and the same mood every day because you know kids are coming if they decide to do that. There are always changes, economic status changes, everything will change around them, and they will constantly have to adapt to different things. So it may be difficult, but it's not like inevitable to be unhappy. It's just lays on the partners.
Okay, Aranza?
I think that at the beginning will be really hard because it's a process of adaptation and living together and all of that. But if they take the right decisions in the right moment, maybe unhappily married forever could be inevitable.
Okay, so people, why do people get married though? Because if we go back to the book, we know why the party was making people get married. Marriage was just about having kids so the party could have more constituents. Uh, why do people get married? What's the point? It's not to have kids because people have kids anyway. So why do you think people get married?
To feel some kind, I think, safe, and at the same time, sometimes we get bored of the same routine that we made through the days. I get bored of everything that I do every day, even though in high school. And I think people think that getting married is a new experience and you can experiment all over things that you need to know.
Agree.
Okay. Anybody else? Why do we get married? What's the point?
I have an idea, kind of an idea that relates to the thing of the self-esteem, and seems how to explain this. Low self-esteem is a way in a way a representation of a lack. It's exactly the of the lack of love for yourself. Then that's for me basically just that, the lack of something, and that make you engage in a lot of relationships, romantic partners, but with friends, with people treat exactly what how you treat yourself, and that will quote unquote give you want to receive. Um, and if that people are not relationships with people things to truly enjoy, but some way to try to pursue that thing that you want to believe will give you happiness. That will make more sense for people get bored relationships, because if you're not looking for to be happy with, because you are already happy with yourself, you feel some sort of extra happiness with them, you will try to compare happiness you have to feel with those people. And since that happiness is not um, back up in a certain way from you, it will eventually decay, which will cause people go out that um, moon phase of the relationship, and
Yeah.
that thing 3 years, 4 years, and people will think that you have long relationship, but sometimes that's a symptom that you can prolong the way with a problem and not facing it. So
Yeah,
I
I
think that those things will be that point.
the problem is this. Usually when people reach to a certain age, 20, 21, 22, whatever, then a lot of people in society, could be their family members or the people they go to church with or the people that they work with, start asking them, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married? The people who are asking them, when are you going to get married, are usually unhappy. They're not happy, but they want you to get married too. Okay, so a lot of times we find that society, we are just so programmed to push people to do things that we have experienced that we're not happy with, but I'm going to still force you to do the same thing. It happens also with having babies. After you get married, people start, when are you going to have a baby? And it's not as beautiful and as wonderful as they want you to believe. They have experienced it and they didn't enjoy it, but they want you to experience it too. And there's this statement in English that says misery loves company. That's exactly what it's talking about. When people are miserable, they want to make sure you are miserable too. Okay, so let's change the topic slightly. And let one of the questions on the second list of questions is face crime. You're supposed to tell me what is face crime. And I'm not going to discuss what face crime is because you know what it is. But I want you to tell me, is there some type of comparison between face crime and social media, particularly Instagram? Make the connection, face crime and Instagram. What connection do you see?
Because if you are like sad in the real life and you are in the social media and you post a picture, in the picture you like are smiling because the life is beautiful, but it isn't, because you are like passing a bad moment in your life where you are like telling to the people that you are good and you are like lying to yourself, and that is bad.
Okay, who else? Face crime and Instagram.
Me, they are like similar because sometimes when people are like in bad moments or sad or emotionally sad, they sometimes some post like things, depressive things or sad things, and the people start to comment or be thinking like they want attention. It's maybe it's the
Instagram,
case, but
Facebook.
I think that when we are passing or having bad times, they're like personal. We don't need to be showing the all the world that we feel bad, because it's something that people, it's like a veces es como se ríe de los demás, pues I don't know how to say it in English. Like,
I want to say something.
Go ahead, Rebecca.
I think that they have like something in common because when you post a photo pretending that you are other person, and the people that react at this photo say like, oh my god, you're beautiful and stuff, you feel like comfortable with those comments, even if you know that this isn't you.
Okay. And somebody said the other day that people are not taking as many selfies because they haven't been to the beauty shop, so they're all ugly. So anyway, what about, let's bring it back into our topic of relationship. What about face crime, Instagram, and relationships? Make a connection there.
Well, sorry.
Go ahead, Nassim.
Can someone repeat the question?
Make a connection between face crime, not face gram. I said face crime, right? Face crime. Face crime, Instagram, and relationships. What's the connection?
Well, that for me the obvious connection is that those Instagrammers that are partners, main product is that they are partners and they are really live together to do certain, and suddenly every that that application have to be have to need to have an account when they post how happily they are, and there are things that yours to do public in a public manner as a boyfriend or as a girlfriend to think that your relationship is professional and really cute, and there's a standard, tacit standard that between not only Instagram but other media of how a couple should behave when they are happy, and pressure to actually act in that way, and that of course lead a lot of the concentration in the more important things relationship away, get really into that play act as the happy couple of Instagram.
Because, okay, go ahead, Mandisa. Mandisa, you wanted to say something.
Yeah. It's a question and an answer at the same time.
Mm.
I was asking me, that thinking, doubting. Face crime, does it mean a part of getting your facial expression to people that don't know you, and in the story, like they say, if you were showing a face expression that they didn't like, you will get, I don't know, arrested or something. It has it, it connected at the same time with those people that are on Instagram that they are faking to be other people, and a part of buying some Instagram that they have a lot of followers. It's the same thing now, right? No.
Well, face crime is that you always had to seem happy. Even if they gave you the worst news, even if you knew the news was a lie, you always had to be happy. That was it was a face crime. If they said something stupid and you went like, they would have killed me because I make a lot of facial expression. I would be dead. I would not survive Oceania. So
Me too.
that you always had to be like this.
Wow.
And the connection between that and Instagram is that people always want to look happy on Instagram, as some of you mentioned. Now, I want you to bring that down into couples. When couples are constantly uploading all these pictures of how happy they are, you need to start suspecting something is wrong.
My
Can I say
dad.
something?
If you're really happy, you don't need to convince anybody. Who wanted to talk?
Me.
Okay, Sarah, go ahead.
I think that face crime and Instagram and couples sometimes doesn't show their real feelings. Like when you're in a happy relationship and everybody see that you're happy but you're actually not, you're afraid of breaking up because you say, oh my god, if I break up I will disappoint all of the all of the people that saw me happy with that person. So they will be like, oh, what happened? They were so happy together, oh my god. Does true love exist? And when you're in Instagram, you actually doesn't, you post a picture, you're happy but you're not, you're actually dealing with some really, sometimes with mental issues, but nobody knows because they think you're really happy. And face crime, actually you can't show your emotions because people will say that you're just doing a crime and they will kill you or arrest you because you want to show your emotions. So that's why the three of those things are the same, because you can't show your real emotions.
People, what can we do? Well, not me, I'm 50, you're kids. What can you do to not live your life based on what other people are gonna think about? Because the point that Sarah makes is extremely good. That is true, and I know a lot of couples like that. Oh, pero ¿qué van a decir si nos divorciamos? Who cares about qué van a decir? You need to be happy. Your job is to be happy. But it's easy to say that. There's a little bug here. It's easy to say that, but it's a lot more difficult to actually do it. So what are some things that you as teenagers can do to not fall into this cycle of you're doing things because you want people to think you're happy? I'm smiling on Instagram because I want people to think I'm pretty. I do this because I want you to think. How can you keep yourself from falling into that? Go ahead.
I want to say a comment. I think that most of the people that do not have like YouTube channel couples, some of the people outside the social media are more happy, because when I saw every time in YouTube videos of people giving questions to I don't know, foreigners about, I don't know, what it's like to live with you know, different type of culture, and I was like, people need to know, of course, that not all of us in the world are racist, but we need to experience it. We don't need other people to tell us how to treat and, confront things that we are not, or what? I don't know how to explain it. Pero la cosa es que las personas, the people that do not have YouTube channel, most of the people are more happy than those that are faking it on YouTube.
Okay.
And people that are saying that white people should stick with white people and black people should stick with black people. No. Okay, you don't understand me. Okay. Keep on.
Sometimes
Go ahead, Mary Foster.
Okay, sometimes I think that they have put like a stereotype of how couples should look nowadays. And maybe when real couples that are really, really, really happy and enter to the YouTube thing, they feel some type of pressure to look like other type of couples, just like to follow the line of what people want to see in their videos, and that's maybe how fakeness start.
But do you have to be happy all the time?
No.
No, it's not something that you need to do all the time, because we humans have bad and good times. And if we don't have bad times, we cannot learn. It's like when you fail a test, you cannot always get good grades. So all of those people that are crying because they got one, that's so lame.
Actually, these days I think it was on Instagram, I read something that it's still in my mind. It was like, why do you have to tell a little boy they can't cry because boys don't cry? I mean, that's the most silly thing that a mother can tell to her little son.
That's not the worst.
We're human, like, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, that's the worst thing. We're human beings. We can show emotions. We can, because that's how the world works. You don't always need to be happy. If you're crying, that's okay. You can cry. If you're smiling, that's okay. You can smile. But if you're hiding your emotions, that's the bad thing, and you can't do that.
And we need to be able to keep a balance. I mean, yes, there are difficulties, and yes, there are good times. So let's keep a balance. You can't be always giggling at everything, and you cannot be always sad and complaining. You have to have a balance. Okay. Yes, go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, I was going to say that people tend to forget that most of the things that makes us unhappy nowadays aren't like even a real construct, if that makes sense. Like most of the things that makes us unhappy are just things that humans made up to torture themselves.
True. That's true.
Oh,
like, for
you
example,
don't really have to mind that.
Followers on Instagram and likes. It's ridiculous, but people actually get depressed when they upload a picture and they don't get the amount of likes that they want.
I think that we need to question everything, question ourselves and our actions.
Yes, exactly. She's been paying attention to class. Question everything. Even the things that they tell you and the things you think, even your thoughts, you need to question them. Because some of the thoughts that you think are yours. Something that you heard, you picked it up, and you put it into your mind, and you think it's an original thought, and it isn't. Now, people, to close this off, this thing between Julia and Winston is love.
No.
No.
What is it? It's something. What is it?
It's an addiction.
Compromiso.
What?
No.
Want to control.
I have an opinion.
Go.
I think it's just to pass the time.
A hobby.
Yes.
And entertainment.
You have to be very, you are at that beautiful age.
Yeah.
Things are going to get confusing, and you're going to try to mistake things that are not love for love. You have to be very clear in your head. You need to define what love is and what it looks like for you. Not for other people, for you. And you need to be clear on that. Because what love looks like for you, not the definition of love, but what it looks like for you. For instance, what do you need in order for you to feel loved? Okay? And one of the most important things that everybody needs is to be respected. If there's no respect, is there really love? Answer that question for yourself. In essence, ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have bumped off the call, I need to take your picture. So let's do the smile for the camera picture thing.
Wait!
Oh, Nasim is back. Okay, wait. 1, 2, 3. Good, that was a nice picture. Who is this who just came in? Where? Rebecca, what is it? Let's take another picture. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, those of you who have not turned in the work, it's until May 8th, so you have time. So don't be rushing and sending me weird answers. Those of you who have not turned in the first one, I'm a really nice person. You still need to turn it in, so get on that. I'm gonna repeat those who came in late. I'm gonna go over the list of grades quickly so you can hear your grades. Amit Yard 4.6, Genesis Aparicio 4.6, Eduardo Soto 4.9 and 5, Mary Romero 4.2, Natalie Rodriguez 5, Aranza Coronado 4.9, Mandisa Williams 4.6, Adrian Sanchez 4.8, Daniel Sanchez 4.2, Layali Rodriguez 4.6, 4.6, Marianne Foster 5, Angel Rodriguez 4.8, Diane Otero 4.6, Nesim Botello 4.9, Sara Fasao 5. I'm missing 2 of you, Rebecca and Isabella. I need you to turn in your stuff. Okay, those of you who have 2 grades, it's because of the last questions and the questions that are on your outline for this week. Okay, so that's it. I love you and I miss all of you. Bye-bye.